Hi, my name is Jake Thompson. Thank you for joining me this week on another edition of the Weekly Fumble, where I bring you the top 5 college football games of Week 2. Let's get it started. Colorado visits Nebraska. Rivalry renewed. They haven't played since 2010 when Nebraska thumped them 45-17. This is going to be a huge game. Colorado coming in with a win off of Colorado State 45-13, but we don't know how good Colorado State is, and I don't think they're as near as good as Nebraska. Nebraska didn't play last week. They got their game postponed. This is their season opener. To come in and play a Colorado team and to win this would be huge for Scott Frost and company. Look, Adrian Martinez is their starting quarterback, but he's a true freshman. The first time in Nebraska history that a true freshman is starting in a season opener at quarterback. And with that being said, the stadium's going to be rocking. It's going to be electric. And Scott Frost's debut as a head coach at his alma mater, I like the Nebraska Cornhuskers to win this football game. Now the next game, number 15, Michigan State and Arizona State. This is going to be a huge game in the desert. I think that it's awfully tough to go into Arizona State, especially if you're from Michigan State, and win a football game. Look, Michigan State last week against Utah State, they played at home. They had some bad turnovers. They didn't play as well as they should. They got out there with a win, 38-31. They gave up 31 points to a Utah State team. No disrespect to that team, but I think they're going to have to clean it up if they want to beat Arizona State and company. I don't think it gets done. I think Arizona State comes out firing. I think they do the spread offense the way that it should, and I think Arizona State wins the football game. The next game, number 17 USC visits number 10 Stanford. Now look, Stanford, they had a lot of questions for Bryce Love last week against San Diego State. He only rushed the ball for 29 yards. Yeah, it wasn't a good outing for him. My Heisman pick, I'm not going to lie, but I think he's going to have a better game this week. JT Daniels for USC, he's going to have a tremendous game to beat this Stanford secondary. I don't think he does it in a matter of time. I think that Stanford plays methodical, plays their game, and once again they get out with a win over USC. It seems like year after year we say that, but I like Stanford Cardinal to beat the USC Trojans. Now the next game, number 3 Georgia visits number 24 South Carolina, a huge matchup in the SEC. If Georgia loses this football game, their national title hopes might be in a hat, and somebody has to pick it out. But I think that Georgia comes out, and they do what they do best. Jake Fromm, Justin Fields, DeAndre Swift, those guys, the leadership guys, come out and they play hard. They know they've been there, they've done this, they know the exact thing that they have to do, and that's win the football game, obviously. But South Carolina, don't sleep on them. Jake Bentley has a great arm at quarterback. He does the right things. He can run that football. So this should be an interesting game, but I like Georgia to overpower South Carolina in the second half, and Georgia is my pick. Now the big game, this is huge matchup right here. Number 2 Clemson goes to Kyle Field, the 12th man, and visits Texas A&M. Now, ACC and SEC, but could it get any better than this? Jimbo Fisher versus Dabo Swinney once again in a chess match. This is going to be exciting. I think that Kelly Bryant comes out, and I think that he plays well. I think that he does all the right things. I think he plays in an exceptional on that Texas A&M defense, which I have no idea how good they really are. They played Northwestern State last week. They won 59-7. The key for Texas A&M to win this football game is going to be Kellen Mond. His arm is going to have to help them win this football game. Travion Williams is their running back. He rushed for 240 last week against this defense. In my opinion, one of the best in the country, if not the best. I like Clemson to win this football game, but it's going to be very close. Travion Williams going to have to get it going, and that's the only way that Texas A&M wins this football game. If Kellen Mond's on point, their defense is on point, and Travion Williams can run that football, I just don't think it's going to happen. Clemson gets the victory, and we'll see. Top 5 games, watch them. It's game day. Thank you for joining me this week on another edition of the Weekly Fumble. I'm Jake Thompson. Salute.